And let's now talk about needs analysis, which may be considered to be an important part or prerequisite for the development of a good curriculum, syllabus, as well as a specific language program. Need analysis may be defined as a procedure used to collect information about the needs of the students of a specific language program. And it is considered to be a necessary component or necessary phase in planning any educational program. It came into prominence in 1960s, especially related to English language teaching, when there was a movement for the language for specific purposes. So in that era, it was developed because in order to identify the specific needs of the students, it was thought necessary to conduct a need analysis of the target students. It developed out of such movements, as well as a systems approach to curriculum development, and also because of the philosophy of educational accountability, which became popular then and is still very important. It was introduced into language teaching, as I said a while ago, as a result of ESP movement. And from the 1960s, demands for specialized language programs grew, and therefore demand for need analysis also emerged between scholars, and they provided us various ways of conducting the analysis of the needs of English language learners. Need analysis in language teaching may be used for a number of different purposes. For example, to find out what language skills are needed by a specific group of learners or groups of learners in order to meet their future needs in various professional or social roles. For example, role as a sales manager, as a tour guide, or university teacher or student. It also help us determining if any existing course of language adequately addresses the needs of the students or not. So it helps us assess the performance of a language program as well. Then it also helps us to determine which students from a group are most in need of certain language skills and which are comparatively in less need of those skills. So it helps us identify the students who are in urgent need of certain kind of instruction. And then it also helps us to identify a change in direction that people in a reference group feel is important. So it helps us identify various areas of improvement after some kind of instruction, or what kind of elements should be focused more after seeking some feedback from the students. Then it also helps us identify a gap between what students are able to do and what they are not able or they need to be able to do. So this gap helps us in designing various teaching methods, materials, or strategies, as well as activities. It also helps us in collecting information about a particular problem learner may be experiencing. So by doing a need analysis, we are able to identify various problem areas related to the learning of a language. And then it also helps us in assessing the level of learning acquisition of our students, which is very important. And overall, we can say that need analysis basically collect information that can be used to make a profile of the learning needs of our students, and which can later on be very helpful in making decisions about various goals and content of learning. There are usually various approaches to needs analysis, and I'll just mention a few important ones. For example, there is the one target situation analysis. It focuses on the learner's needs at the end of the course and target level performance. So it looks into the needs which may be assumed to be associated with learners at the end of a certain course. Then present situation analysis, it actually analyzes learners' competence related to various language skills at the beginning of the course. We have learning-centered approaches as well, which focus on learners' necessities, lacks, and wants, and through that they help the policymakers and content makers to devise contents and courses according to the needs and lacks of the students. And then we also have strategy analysis, which looks into the methods of learning. For example, learning styles and strategies of various learners. Learning style is identified as a way of learning, or a student's preferred way of learning through which they want to learn something in a better way. And usually learning styles, it is believed, are related to the overall learning outcome. Students with better learning styles are thought to be better learners. Learning strategy is a mental process that a learner goes through while learning something. We also have deficiency analysis, which maps existing proficiency against target learner proficiency. And through this deficiency analysis, we are also able to identify the gaps in learning, and by identifying those gaps, we are able to suggest certain remedies or content which may be helpful in dealing with all those gaps or deficiencies in learning.